Hello, here's your recap video for Tuesday. Looking at my notes, we only did two questions. One was a fairly lengthy discussion about question 6 here, or this type of question, about what happens when you add a sine wave and a cosine wave. And we eventually learned that you get a new cosine or sine wave, depending on how you look at it, which is what you calculate in part B here, expressing that combination of two waves as one wave, which has got a new amplitude and will be phase shifted. And we looked at that on your calculator, and I showed you that you can graph it yourself, and then you can check it yourself, check your answer yourself by just putting, first of all, put 7 sine theta or 7 sine x plus 3 cos x in your calculator, and then do your calculation, figure it out what it will be for sine theta plus alpha. Type that in as well and see if it overlaps, and if it does, it's correct. I also showed you on your other calculator how to find R and alpha easily, just as a check really, because it's not difficult to do. So you recall how to do it. Let me just go onto the whiteboard. So what we do is I've already forgotten the question, bear with me. So 7 sine theta plus 3 cos theta. Yeah, so make a comparison with that and the compound angle formula. So because we're going to make it in terms of sine theta, that's going to be sine cos sine. So that means that the 7 here is equal to r cos theta using that angle formula, and 3 is equal to r sine theta. Once we have that, really, we've got the thing solved. So that's why I was able to do the other one in my head. You know, the sine theta plus cos theta one. If it's just sine theta and cos theta added together, the coefficients are 1 and 1, so that becomes square root of 2. And the angle is inverse tan of 1, which is just 45 degrees, because I know that the gradient of 1 has an angle of 45 degrees. So to find r, we're going to do the same thing, Pythagoras' theorem, so it's going to be 7 squared plus 9, which is 56. So the new amplitude of this new wave will be root 56, that's what r would be. And the angle, theta, will be inverse tan of 3 over 7, because it's sine over cos, they cancel out. And the r's cancel out to give us tan, so theta is inverse tan of 3/7. So in other words, what is the angle when the gradient is 3/7? And I don't know, off the top of my head, I haven't got my calculator here, but what's it, about 30 degrees, something like that. You can check it for yourself, or do it in radians depending on the question. So 30 degrees pi by 6, something like that, so 0.5, 0.6 radians, something like that. And that's just going to give us the new format. So it's going to give us a new wave, which is a sine wave, a new amplitude of root 56. Sorry, it's not root 56, is it? You probably noticed that it's root 58. You do have to be able to add numbers together. That does help. So root 58 sine theta plus whatever you got for that, so 0.6, say. So what does that mean? Well, it's a sine wave which has got this new amplitude, and it's phase shifted by 0.6 radians to the left, which is what you should get if you type in your those two words together as a function, and then type that in now, and one should overlap the other. To do that as a quick check, as an alternative on the non-graphical calculator, remember you're just going to put, should be easy for you to remember since you're a pole, but shift pole, okay, for polar coordinates. Shift pole, and then just put in the numbers 3 and 7. 3, 7. No, 7, 3. It needs to be the x value first, which will be the cosine, then the y value, which will be the sine, because sine is height and cosine is width. So it will be 7, 3. Yes, 7, 3. And close the bracket, put equals, and it will give you root 58 and 0.6 radians. Okay, and that was it really, wasn't it? So we talked about that quite a lot. Remember I said also that you can use the calculator for all these questions, so hence solve parts 2 there, hence solve the equation equal to 4. So that's just what algebra is for, to find out where that line y equals 4 crosses the new sine wave that you got by adding those two together. So you're just going to put r sine theta plus alpha, so root 58 sine theta plus 0.6. To 4, and it will, and you can rearrange that to figure out what theta is equal to. And again, you can check that on the calculator, can't you? You can just type in y equals 4, the graph it, solve, click on solve, I think it's F5 or F4 on the calculator. Things will start flashing, so you choose 2 that you want to flash, that you want to see which intersect, and it'll tell you where they are, and that will confirm your calculation. Oh, notice there it's actually in degrees, not radians, so whatever it is in degrees, so what was it, 30 degrees, something like that, root 3, inverse tan of 3/7. Anyway, you'll find it. You're more than capable of doing that. So that was that, and then number 5, question 5 was how to differentiate this. So this was just implicit differentiation. So we differentiate 4x squared as normal, 8x, y squared will become 2y dy by dx. 4 disappears, and 3xy, you'll always get something like this as a product. So you've got to differentiate 3x times the derivative of y, derivative of 3x, which is 3, times y, so you get 3y, plus 3x times dy by dx. The derivative of y is dy by dx, you see. And then you've got 2 dy by dx's because you've got one here, and you'll have one here, and make that the subject, and rearrange, and then just put 1 and 3 as x and y, and it'll give you spit out a number, and that's your gradient. Okay. What else? I think I kind of talked a lot about your attitude about understanding. If you understand, you'll find you're going to find this easier. And I think that's what's happening slowly. You are understanding it. You are saying, "Oh yeah, okay, it is better that I understand it." But we still need to combat I don't know to change it to I don't know, but can I figure it out? Because that's the attitude that's going to help you in the exam. Okay, so I hope that was all useful, and I'll speak to you next week. See you then.